Someone just said this in chat. Isn't enemies to lovers like a fan fiction tag? That's a common thing.
I have no clue. I don't look at that.
Not that I peruse.
I don't
peruse. I don't partake in the... No, actually, I don't, but I see it memed all the time. There's like a meme format that's like tags of fan fiction is like da-da-da-da-da-da, enemies to lover, ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. It's just like, that's a very common one that I think is pretty prevalent in cliches. But I would never partake in fan fiction. There was a time, though, when I was super into fan fiction. Do you want a sidebar?
Sidebar. This is very interesting.
Sidebar 1, fan fiction.
Was it about a rivalry? Were you wishing for a rival?
No, it wasn't.
Like in Pokemon?
There was no enemies to lovers kind of thing, and it wasn't smut. I'm sorry to disappoint everybody. It was not. I started after the ending of Mass Effect 3 was such a big disappointment. I read a ton of fan fiction from there. Actually, it kind of started
That's
after.
fair. I've read a bunch of Star Wars fan fiction.
Oh, okay. There you go. I mean,
again, not smut, but
that whole expanded universe, it really, I hate that you have to specify, I'm not reading the smut.
Yeah.
That's not why I'm doing it. But it started after Mass Effect 2 because I loved it so much and I played everything about it. I was like, I have to have some more about this universe. And I think that's when you fall so in love with a universe that you need more. You go to fanfiction because there are some really talented writers that are just expanding the universe in different interesting stories. It's just like more stories and you got to have more.
And then they become the rival of the actual world that created the fanfiction.
Oh man, there's so many times that there are better writers in fanfiction than there are the actual writers.
There are actually a number of fanfictions that eventually became books and movies too.
Not always the good ones because some of them I think didn't 50 Shades of Grey start out as like a fan fiction.
Okay, so
of some other thing.
Yeah.
And it spawned into its own.
Wasn't it like Twilight?
Was it? Because wasn't Twilight a fan fiction of something else?
No, but somebody told me Twilight was not a fan fiction, and that the fan fiction of Twilight was the 50 Shades of Grey. I don't know.
I would believe any of that. I would believe it. I've never written fan fiction myself, but either way,
no, that's a lie. Markiplier makes fan
that's
fiction.
fake. That's not real. I've never really tried to do it. Not in any serious capacity outside of a video as a bit. It's again one of those things. 99% people are consumers, and 1% are the actual contributors to the things. So that does not count.
Which the funniest part about that is I remembered because the only type of fan fiction I thought existed was smut. So you guys stared writing, and then I went immediately.
See, that's the preconceived notion is that it's always about smut. If you want to know the video that he's talking about here, it's Markiplier makes fan fiction. I believe that's the name of it. It's a very funny one because Kairu's did a storyboard animation of the actual fan fiction that we did. It's on my channel. I believe it's called Markiplier Makes Fan Fiction. But go listen to that or watch that after you finish this episode of the podcast because we got some more good stuff and we haven't even gotten into the meat of the matter.